Hey guys, welcome to Rosie's Dessert Spot. In this tutorial I'll be teaching you how to stencil over a watercoloured black and white cake. I've got my 6-inch cake here and I've used 3 cakes, filling it in with buttercream, stacking all my layers and creating a crumb coat. So just pressing all the extra buttercream up against the cake, adding some extra buttercream as well, making a very thin layer, and that'll catch all of our loose crumbs. Pop that into the freezer for 10 minutes after you've cleared up the sides and the top as well. And then apply your final layer of frosting, adding just white at the top, and then around the sides of the cake I'm doing blotches of black buttercream randomly, blotches of white buttercream, just filling in all of the cake. Taking your bench scraper and just scrape off all the excess and smooth it all out. You'll find that you'll have places where there's no buttercream. Kind of fill that in with the colours. Keep scraping until you're happy with the neatness of your cake, and then clear up the top with your spatula, bringing that extra lip of frosting to the centre. Pop that into the freezer for at least 20 minutes, that way when you apply your stencil onto the cake it won't dint your buttercream. Now I've made some holes at the very edges of my stencil, just to pop a pin into each corner. Make sure it's nice and tight up against the cake, and then add some alcohol or rose water into edible gold paint. I use Creative Cake Decorating, the champagne gold. And then I use a blush brush just to dab it onto the stencil. I'm using small circular motions just to make sure that paint is reaching all these spaces in the stencil. This is usually a very quick process as well. Once you've covered all of your stencil, remove the pins and reveal your design. Pop that back into the freezer for 10 minutes just so that the buttercream doesn't have time to soften. And then once it's come out of the freezer, pop your pins back in. Make sure you line up your stencil with the pattern you previously put on. And rather than putting pins into the other side, I just sort of held it taut up against the cake with my fingers, just after the pattern that I needed. And then fill it in again with that edible paint. And take out the pins and your pattern is done. Very easy. And that's how you decorate a vintage styled cake with some gold paint, buttercream and a stencil. Very easy to do. I particularly like the colour combination of this. Looks very cloudy, very mystic, I don't know. Kind of has an appeal to it. If you guys like the little happy birthday topper, I do sell that on my website, rosiesdessertspot.com. Thanks for tuning in, and I will catch you next time.